Hebrews. This is our Prophets of Awakening. This is our Sabbath class on the 18th of September, 2021. We'll be dealing with the Apocryphal book again this Sabbath. We're dealing with prayer of Azariah and the prayer of Manasseh. There's a lot of information involved in that. So that being said, I was going to ask everybody to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button. This is a non-Messianic channel. For those who didn't know, we're dealing with the Tanakh, which is the Old Testament, and the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Old Testament that was given to Moses on Mount Sinai by the Lord. Shalom and welcome to everyone. We're going to do our moment of silence, and then Sabbath prayer, Psalms, and then we'll do our current events, and then go into the information. Okay. So we're going to do our moment of silence, which is pertaining to the Lord of hosts and the Most High and all that they are doing right now, orchestrating our deliverance. And we'll see a lot of that today with the current events and things that's going on, how close we really are. Okay. All right. Oh Lord, we thank you for your great mercy and your great power and wisdom. We tarry waiting for your powerful deliverance of your people, Israel. Oh Lord, you have given us insight into the scriptures of our forefathers. You, O Lord, have directed us to who you are in your role in the goings on of heaven and earth. We come this Sabbath day doubtless that you will appear, and that you will gather your nation from among all these wicked Gentiles. O Lord, you spoke through your prophet Isaiah and said that you would help Abraham's seed, and that you, O Lord, whom you, O Lord, have scattered. And you have completed that promise as of this day. You said, O Lord, that you will remove the darkness from around us. Tarry not, O Lord, for the latter days are here, and we are waiting for you. Peace be unto you. Okay, you can read the song right quick. Okay, so I'm reading Psalm 22. It's a cry of anguish and a song of praise. And it's a psalm of David. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my ruin? Oh my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season, and I am silent. I am not silent, but thou art holy, O thou that inhabited the praise of Israel. Our fathers trusted in thee, they trusted and did deliver them, and thou didst deliver them. They cry unto thee and were delivered. They trusted in thee and were not confounded. But I am a worm, and no man, a reproach of men, and despised of people. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lips. They shake their head, saying, he trusted on the Lord, that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, see he delighted in him. But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast. I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my God, from my mother's belly. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, for there is none to help. Many bulls have compassed me, strong bulls of Basin have beset me round. They gape upon me with their mouths, as a raven and roaring lion. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax. It is melted in the midst of my bowels. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaveth to my jaws. and thou hast brought me into the dust of death. For dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hand and my feet, and I may tell all my bones. They look and stare upon me. They, they part my garments among them and cast lots upon my vesture. But be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength. Has hast thee to help me, deliver my soul from the sword, my darlings from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth. If thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorn, I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation will I praise thee. Ye that fear the Lord, praise him. All ye the seed of Jacob, glorify him and fear him. All ye the seed of Israel, for he hath not despised nor abhorred the afflictions of the afflicted, neither have he hid his face from him. But when he cried unto him, he heard. My praise shall be of thee in the great congregation. I will pay my vow before thee, them that fear him. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise the Lord that seek him. Your heart shall live forever. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord, and all the kindred of the nations shall worship before thee. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. All they that be fat upon the earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. His seed shall serve him. It shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto the people that shall be born, that he have done this. Okay, this is Psalms 22, a cry of anguish and a song of praise. Anybody got comments on that?
Verse 16.
Okay.
They tried to put that verse with JC.
Right.
18 also.
Yeah. It's a bunch of verses up in here.
Right.
There's a bunch of verses in here. They attached to them. They got the story of JC from here. It says 16, for dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me, they pierced my hands and my feet. So we notice David talking. So that's this the typology in full effect right here. Okay, so another one is, like you said, 18. They pointed my garment among them, cast lots upon my vesture. So that's David. But they didn't got us thinking it's JC. So even verse 1, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me? That's what JC said on the cross.
And verse 6 too, I think.
Said, but I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men, a despise of the people. Yeah, we can put that in there. And 14, I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint, and my heart is like wax. It is melted in the midst of my bowels. So that's the one supposedly, well, they was getting ready to, break his legs. And Joseph Arimathea stopped and got the back. Anybody familiar with that? Okay.
Is that when they punctured its side? Is that what that implies?
Well, they didn't break his bones. They, what they do.
Oh yeah,
it's all tied to. There's an art. It's an art to crucifying somebody, so they can live longer. Because of what it done is they died from suffocation, from hanging from the cross, hanging. So they push up. You know, they'll keep pushing up with their legs up so they can get out, open up their airways. So what they'll do is they'll break their legs, keep them from breathing. So he's getting ready to break his legs, supposedly getting ready to break his legs, and he stopped because of this prophecy right here, which is this right here. So yeah, it's not one of his bones gonna be broken because he's you know, supposedly a sacrifice to God. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
well, you know, since we can pick apart the entire uh, New Testament, and this year we just picked apart the crucifixion. I'm wondering if it was a fake anyway, a psyop.
Say that again.
Since it's easy to pick it apart, the so-called crucifixion, I wonder if it was a psyop or if it really happened. Period.
Well, yeah, it happened, but like I was saying before, you have to understand it was cesarean, and he actually died. That's how you get. That's where the religion of Christianity came from. When cesarean came back from the monastery, and then he came back to Jerusalem, and they all thought he was dead. They thought that Augustus had killed Cleopatra. And they know he killed Cleopatra, and he killed Caesarion. I mean, killed Mark Antony, but they thought he had killed Caesarion, but he hadn't. But he had to tell them he was dead because you know they worship Julius Caesar was considered a god, so Caesarion was considered the son of God. So they thought it was under the assumption he was dead, but Cleopatra had secretly sent him away, and that's where Joseph and Mary come in. At Joseph and Mary was Cleopatra, just like just like you know, like I said, you gotta let this ferment or whatever what you want to do with it. But she, he sent there Joseph Aramea and Mary was to Cleopatra like Abraham's servant was, the one he sent to go get Rebecca. The number one servants of her household. So they entrusted them to take Caesarion to Alexandria, the other Alexandria up in the Himalaya mountains. They entrusted them. So he watching over this boy. So when he came back, they came back with him. So at the cross, when they was killing him, he was there. He the one who took his body. So yeah, you got to when you understand what's going on. So when after he died, that's when the religion started. But that's the religion. But the Roman Empire, Augusta didn't want to deal with it because that was a thorn in his side. So so because of Augustus and his problems with Caesarion, the true ruler of Rome, uh, he downplayed that. The Roman Empire was against the religion that came about after they killed Caesarion. But Constantine later on, when the Roman Empire, the beast that received the wound in the head, but did live, he needed the religion because he needs the religion to keep the Roman Empire alive. So he went and stole it from the people that created it, and that's the people that they killing in the arenas and all that. They had to get rid of them. You know, the Gnostics. That's what they killing in the. That's what they was killing in the arena and the so-called catacombs was those Gnostics. You know, yeah. So, like I said, you got to do. I'm just giving you an overview. You got to go and do research, and then you do the research. You're gonna see it. You'll see it right there in your face. Nag Hammond Library. Like I said, it's always an alternative. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got Jacob. Then you got Esau. You got Abel. You got Cain. Lucifer all the way in the background. You always got an alternative. So those Gnostics. which is they fused the mystery system, the 50-year mystery system they had in Egypt. That the culture of Horus and all that. They fused it with our books, the Old Testament. That's how you get to Christ. That's how you get to Black Madonna and Child. And that's what had came on the scene. They fused all that with when Caesarion died. But like I said, Augustus Caesar didn't want to have nothing to do with it because it was a direct thorn in his side because he had he wasn't Julius Caesar's son. He was adopted, but Caesarion had his blood in it, and he killed it. And he killed Julius. He killed Cleopatra. She was a god. She was considered a god while she was alive, and he killed Mark Antony. That's what brought about the religion of Christianity. And they fought against it forever until, like I said, then they got caught in a pickle with when the Roman Empire was divided into 4 parts and was on the verge of collapsing. Then Constantine had to go and get that religion to unify unify the Roman Empire. Right? Any comments?
So the Yahweh Shai, who's supposed to be the JC in Black, when did they? It's just some 2000 version
Yeah,
of.
Yahweh Shai come on the scene with Afrocentrism. Like I said, it's who is Santa Claus? Santa Claus is originally a white man, Woden, a Norse god, a god from the Vikings. He lived in the North Pole with we already know where the red come from, but that's a Norse god. And and it was wicked as hell because they went up and they came once a year and got the little children and sacrificed them. And they would ring little bells, and they had these little monsters. So people dressed up like these little monsters to come in town to get the children. But they had, like I said, they're so wicked as hell. They had to tone it down. It's been toned down to where it is now. They modified it and made it nice. That's what Christmas is. That's who Saint Nick is. Woden. So it's a white man. But now we got a black Santa Claus. After Afrocentrism came on the scene, now we got a black Santa Claus. But the original Santa Claus is a white man, a wicked ass white man in a red suit. And then you can fumble with it if you want. And then JC, we see all over the place. The original, he's the person in the Revelations. The beast received. The beast received. The beast was turned into a man and began to speak. That's when they concocted that. And we just read that yesterday in the letter to Jeremiah gave to the Israelites in Babylon. When you get there, they got idols. It's no different than the second beast and the third beast. These same people, they deal with idols. So he said, when you go into captivity amongst them, don't be in awe of their gods that they concoct, they create. He said they can't do nothing. They sit there, and if they have to go, they have to move. Then people got to put them on a cart and move them. They can't move on their own. They got a sword in their hand, and they can't do nothing. They can't bring their hand down to use the sword because they ain't number stone. Well, that's what he's saying. They took JC, an idol, and put everything in red in the New Testament. Now he's speaking, and he's talking to you. But like he said, no idol can't talk. He can't even dress himself. They gotta dress him. They gotta wipe his face when the dirt get on his face. He can't even wipe his own face. Like I said, you gotta let that frame mate. It's just the sidebar is where you can't focus in and realize that that he the idol. You can't. Nobody can. The average person can't see that because all the, with everything they overlaid with it. But he an idol that these folks concocted. Wood and stone. That's what he tells us. Let's look at it right here. I mean, like I say, these scriptures, when they rightly divided, I mean, you can be over there on Priam Road, but when these scriptures is rightly divided, you gotta get off that road. You can stay over there if you want to, but he says, lost my train of thought. I'm trying to get back where I was at. But yeah, it'll come back to me. So let me go into this current events. Anybody got any current events? When they come back to me, I'll get back on.
Did you all see that?
Gotta do what?
Can you hear me? Can I hear
Yeah, I
something?
can hear you. You get low.
Okay. Go Black to Africa. He showed. He has a YouTube where he talks about some woman, I guess, was doing caregiving for an older woman who had a little boy beaten, lynched, and castrated when he was back in the
Nah, I
day.
didn't see that. Nah, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
and she's about to die from COVID, and so she tells the caregiver, who's another Caucasian person, that she keeps seeing this little boy, this little black boy, staring at her in her room, and she asks the girl or the woman if she can be forgiven for what she did, and then the woman told her only the little boy can forgive her for that. But what had happened was back in the day, because she was jealous that the little boy's sister's dresses were prettier than hers, so she told the lie that some little boy touched her back behind some store or somewhere behind a school or something. And so they hunted the little boy down, his family, I guess, and beat him, castrated them, hung him, and burnt their house down.
Okay.
So it was like the chickens coming home to roost, not just for her, but there's quite a few of them got stories like that to tell.
Right. Right. They just ain't talking about it. Man, it's coming out now. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. I got a couple of events I want to share with you. Okay, it's right here. Like I said, it's signs all over the place. You see that?
Yes.
It says nearly 100 earthquakes swarmed Yellowstone in the last 24 hours. So the last 24 hours, they had 100 earthquakes in Yellowstone. I mean, I don't know what you know about Yellowstone, but you know it ain't good. So that's a sign right there. It's like birth pain. If it's doing this right here, that means it's going to get ready to do something. So it says a swarm of 91 earthquakes rattled the Yellowstone National Park region in just 24 hours on Thursday. According to the United States Geological Survey, the quakes trembled southwest of Yellowstone Lake between Heart Lake and West Stone. Okay, although the area is one of the most seismically active regions in the U.S., the cluster of quakes is on the large side in terms of number of magnitude, but nowhere near the largest. Michael Poland, scientist in charge of the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, told McClatchy News in an email. Yellowstone has a swarm that includes many hundreds of earthquakes in a day, Poland said. For example, there was a 3-month-long swarm that occurred in June, September 2017 with 2,400 located earthquakes and a maximum magnitude of 4.4. The recent cluster of quakes didn't pass the 3-point magnitude. The biggest tremor was recorded was 2.8 magnitude, while the weakest was measured at 0.1 magnitude. This is when earthquakes reach magnitude between 2.5 and 5.4. The activity is usually felt, with the minors resulting in damage. So, like I said, it's giving off signals. It ain't gonna just keep on doing that. It's gonna erupt for you, you know. And I think it's gonna have a lot to deal with it. A lot of hell gonna break it. Okay. Any comments on that?
Yeah, September 17th. That's when the eclipse cut across America.
September 17th?
Yeah, I think it was in August. It was either August or the beginning of September. That's when the eclipse first cut across America.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Notice is in September too. I guess something. All right. So here go another one right here. It's right here. Can you see that? I don't know if nobody paying attention to this, but this big too. It says the great. Can y'all see that? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. It says the great resignation is going on. It's going to be a shock hitting some to some industries harder than others. So it's a lot of people because of that year of COVID-19 and everybody had a shelter in place. Now a lot of people leaving their jobs. You know, and they gave a lot of people those gave them that unemployment money for almost a year and something. It says about 40% of tech workers have either already left or plan to quit by 2022, according to a new survey. By now, you already heard much about the Great Resignation. This is a period of massive job switching after more than a year of sheltering in place. What you might not know is that companies within certain industries are at greater risk of an employee exodus. Let's say today's new research status reports can make teams less effective. Companies in the computer and IT industries, as well as the financial firms, should be poised for change. 40% and 24% of employees from those respective industries have already quit or have plans to quit by 2022, according to a new survey published this week by the ResumeBuilders.com. They're followed by 18% of the employees in the healthcare industry and 16% in the food and hospitality industries saying they plan to leave. So, like I said, all these factors right here is all tied into Most High bringing this thing down. Yes, ain't nobody know how to bring a nation down better than the Most High. We got it all figured out. Got another one. This right here is tied to the jab. It says, who gives a date for the end of the COVID pandemic? But Bill Gates says he has the only solution to end the crisis. Many have speculated about when the jab health crisis that has the world in check since 2020 will end. Now the World Health Organization gave an estimated date for the end of the pandemic. However, billionaire Bill Gates proposed that he considers that the only solution to end the jab and the future pandemics. Maria Neera, director of the Department of Public Health, Environment, and Climate Change for the WHO, said that the jab could be controlled as long as the immunization of countries with low vaccine coverage is achieved. That could happen in March 2022. And that some just so happen to be midterm election. See, that could happen in March 2022, according to statements for the Spanish broadcasters. Right, 2 years in is a period that we set ourselves, and it will surely be a reasonable time that we begin to vaccinate at the speed we have had so far. We could see even earlier the way out for this tremendous situation. Okay, then it says, it may interest you. Pfizer says that the effectiveness of the COVID-19 or the jab vaccine weakens over time. So the specialist commented that the low availability of the vaccine in some countries is worrying. Neera said, we all have to get out of the pandemic together. Something in which, I don't know this guy's name, Edomite, the director of the WHO's agrees. And like I said, since I've been doing this, I mean, it seems like to me, we got about 20 directors over the World Health Organization. They said the shocking inequality in the global distribution of vaccine is a stain on our collective conscience, said the director of the organization, adding that the challenge is only to return to normality, but also to learn from the crisis. And I believe that the end is the beginning of to be more and more present. But when we come out of the pandemic, we must take advantage to be better and not forget these lessons, said, I don't know that name, Tadros Adam or whatever. But it's kind of ironic. Like I was watching on several occasions I was watching the videos, and Bill Gates don't have no background in medical health or vaccines, none of that. But like it's all, but for some reason he always coming up with he's the final authority. But he ain't no doctor or none of that. He always come up with the last word.
Right, like Fauci, slouchy.
Right.
He don't even work on patients. When was the last patient that he worked on? He hasn't even, no. Yeah. It's all about the money.
Right. And that's alarming too. Is this something? Okay. And so so here goes some need to know information. I don't know if nobody know about this, but yeah, this right here is a doozy. Yeah, they got a truckload of rednecks over there in Texas. This is what I mean by how the Most High work. You're a black man. Look at this right here. Check this out.
Concern at the southern border, nearly 13,000 migrants huddling into a bridge in Texas, mostly from Haiti after that devastating ABC's Marcus Moore tonight from Texas.
Tonight, city leaders declaring a state of emergency in the small Texas town of Del Rio. Nearly 13.
Now you gotta understand, all the Mexicans, they all over the United States. They're coming in through Texas, but there ain't no state of emergency. Now, all these Negroes over there now.
3,000 men, women, and children have converged on the border town to seek asylum, and they're being held in squalid conditions in this temporary staging area under the Del Rio International Bridge.
What you see behind me are not even processed or detained.
The shade under the bridge offering little escape from stifling triple-digit heat, and clean water becoming scarce.
This is as bad as I've ever seen it.
Governor Greg Abbott ordering states.
So let's look at it. Who the head of Israel? What's the two major tribes in Israel?
Judah.
Judah and who?
Levi.
Who the Haitians is?
Levi.
Judah and Levi back. Judah and Levi come back together. See that? Judah and Levi coming back together. Come on, man. Ain't that something?
Wow.
It's something right there.
That is.
See, they fumbling with it, but that's what I'm saying about lack of understanding. they fumbling with it, but it's advertised.
Police and National Guard to assist overwhelmed border agents. Sources say the majority.
So, like you said, ain't they at the bottom of the food chain? You can't get no bottom, no more to the bottom than this. And that's where they slipping up at.
The migrants are from Haiti. The nation still reeling from the assassination of its president and last month's earthquake. More than 208,000 apprehensions were reported at the southern border in August, a 317% increase over the same month last year. Today, DHS Secretary Alexander Mayorkas saying that they are working to address the influx.
And everybody keep on talking about, there's so much happening in Haiti, happening in Haiti. Why? They the priest. He said, you're going to better sin. Let's look at it. I'm in Numbers 18.
Which book is that?
Numbers. Okay. Numbers. Like I said, I ain't writing none of this. I'm just breaking it down. So, chapter 18, Numbers. Verse 1 says, and the Lord said, not me, the Lord said unto Aaron, thou and thy sons and thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary. And thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of the priesthood. And thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that they may be joined unto thee and minister unto thee. But thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. There it is. So see that. So that's why Haiti catch so much hell. And the Levites.
What book was that?
What's that?
What book was that again?
Chapter 18. This Numbers. It says, we see chapter 18, Numbers 18, verse 1 says, the Lord said, Lord of hosts, unto Aaron, thou and thy sons and thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of the priesthood. This is Leviticus. This is Isaiah 53. This is what suffering servant is. It ain't JC. We're looking at suffering servant. We witnessing every day all the stuff happening in Haiti. Okay. 2. And thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi and the tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that thou may be joined unto thee and minister unto thee. Thou, but thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of the witness. So, what is it? What do you mean by tabernacle of witness? That's where he meet them at. So we see what it is he meet. He meeting these Levites, right? I told you there's a bunch of them that can sing. Singers. So it says 2, chapter 18 and 2, thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, see that? The tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that's the priesthood and the Levites, that they may be joined unto thee and minister unto thee. But thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of the witness. Minister to who? Minister to the Lord of hosts. So let's look at this right quick. I don't want to get sidebarred. So now I'm in 43. Like I said, I ain't write it. I'm just breaking it down. 43, Isaiah 43, verse 10. Ye are my witnesses. Talking to the Levites. Ain't they the ones at the tabernacle of the witness? Ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen. We saw that in in Numbers 18, he we chose. Ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, that he may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me there was no El formed, no angel formed. He the first one formed. Neither shall there be after me. I, even I am the Lord, and besides me, there is no Savior. So put a nail in the coffin, Isaiah 53. So-called JC supposed to be the suffering servant, right? We see who he dealing with. We see who the witness is to know to identify who he is, because they in the temple with him. So we're gonna read right here, 53:1. Whoever believed our, see that? Ain't no one man. Whoever believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? To the Levites. See that? Ain't even got to read nothing else. He already tell you right here who the suffering servant is. Read it again. Who have believed our? Who is this our? The Levites and the Aaron seed. They've been joined together. They meet the Lord at the tabernacle witness. Who have believed our report? And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? To the priests. When they come to the temple, the people, the other 11 tribes, got to come to the priests. And they got a group of priests in every tribe. An area allotted for priests in every tribe. And the people got to come to them because the arm of the Lord is revealed to them. That's why Haiti catching so much hell. But we see right here, Haiti on the move. The Levites on the move. So, you understand that y'all, they trembling in their boots. They should be trembling in their boots. They're on the move.
I couldn't hear the news report clearly. Did he say that these are Haitian people?
Here you go. I'm gonna play it again.
Okay.
We turn next here this evening to the growing concern at the southern border. Nearly 13,000 migrants huddling under a bridge in Texas, mostly from Haiti after that devastating earthquake. ABC's Marcus Moore tonight from Texas.
Tonight, city leaders declaring a state of emergency in the small Texas town of Del Rio. Nearly 13,000 men, women, and children have converged on the border town to seek asylum, and they're being held in squalid conditions in this temporary staging area under the Del Rio International Bridge.
What you see behind me, individuals that have not even been processed or
the shade under the bridge offering little escape from stifling triple-digit heat, food and clean water becoming scarce.
This is as bad as I've ever seen it.
Governor Greg Abbott ordering state police and National Guard to assist overwhelmed border agents.
Sources say the majority
of the migrants are from Haiti. The nation still reeling from the assassination of its president and last month's earthquake.
More than 208,000
apprehensions were reported at the southern border in August, a 370% increase over the same month last year. Today, DHS Secretary Alexander Mayorkas saying that they are working to address the influx, stating they will employ the use of Title 42, a Trump-era health policy which permitted the expulsion of migrants without allowing them to seek asylum.
We have authorities by reason of that special circumstance, and we will exercise those authorities.
And David, more people could be on the way. Officials anticipate that an additional 8,000 men and women could come here over the next several days. Customs and Border Protection officials trying to get a handle on this situation that seems to be getting worse.
David, Marcus Moore in Del Rio tonight. Marcus, thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, there was so much noise and I could not understand what he was saying the first time, but I did this time. Yeah, it looks like a great migration to me.
Oh yeah, it's a great migration. Yeah. So let's read another word. Let's read something else. Okay. It says, I'm in Ezekiel 37. Okay. This where drama coming in at being in the wrong place at the wrong time. He says 15, the 37. I'm starting at verse 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take the stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel and his companions, and take another stick, write upon it for Joseph and the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions. Join them one to another in the one stick, and they shall become one stick in my hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, will thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus says the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribe of and his fellows, Israel and his fellows, and I will put them with him with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereupon thou writing shall be in thine hand before thine eyes. So everybody don't have eyes to see all that. So notice, you say, well, he fumbling with it. He says, 15, the word of the Lord came again unto me, moreover, thou son of man, take the stick and write upon it for Judah, right? And the children of Israel, his companions. So who does the children of Israel and Judah's companions? Levi and Benjamin, right?
Right.
Okay, see that? Yeah, I ain't right it. Like I said, you for Judah, but he don't stop. And for the children of Israel, who the children of Israel? Levi, Benjamin, and Judah. That's who existed in the southern kingdom. So he says, then he say, go to the Ephraim, right? The stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel and their fellows. Who is that? That's the other 9 tribes. The other 10 tribes, including Manasseh. Where they at? They over in Africa. We see him, he bringing all that together. He bringing Judah and his companions, Levi and Benjamin, together over here, and the 10 tribes over there. Ephraim and Manasseh over in Africa. Well, where the hell we headed? When you look at Jeremiah, let's look at it. Jeremiah 29, verse 16. Like I said, I ain't right up none of this. 29, 14. Jeremiah 29 and 14 says, and I will be found of you, said the Lord, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you. That's what we witnessing. You from all the nations and from all the people where I have driven you, said the Lord, and I will bring you again into the place which I caused you to be carried away captive. We was called to be carried away captive from the west coast of Africa, where Ephraim and his fellows are at. So now we see Levi all of a sudden over here under a bridge in Texas. Judah here. See? And we see all hell and broke loose. Come on. Let's just say you can do with it what you want. Okay. Any comments?
That speaks volumes for where we are in the great.
Okay, yeah, it's hammer time. Yeah. It's hammer time. That's what time it is.
Yeah. All right. I just want to say, yesterday, my computer went out on me twice. I don't know. I got to get another one real quick. But you were talking about 7 years from which will be the 2024. Okay.
2017.
The young man was speaking on about the lady was about the eclipse that went across, and then on the 2024 is supposed to mark an X across the United States. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. So I'm trying to do a little research on what it's called, but you know, about the 12-year cycle, oh, gee, I don't know what it's called anyway, it represents something. And the highest, um, most honored of the 12 is that will be the 12th year, or that 12-year cycle is 2024. And for a lot of people, their born day may be sometime within that 12th year cycle as well. And there are certain things that I guess supposed to transpire with those people. So um, anyway, I'll look it up and tell you what it's called. But I was going to say something, but twice again my computer went out last night. So sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it's all good. Anybody else have anything on that? Okay, yeah, here go another one, something else that's transpiring. I'm trying to keep everybody up to par on it. And I'm going to play it. Let me go right here.
Shipping costs have never been a small expense for manufacturers, but over the past 18 months, prices have exploded to unprecedented levels as the global freight crisis has spiraled out of control. The relentless rise in prices started in the autumn of 2020, but in the first half of 2021 has seen another major price hike across different freight rates, such as dry bulk and containers, all along major trade routes. In several key trade lanes for global markets, prices have more than tripled compared to last year's levels, and charter rates for container vessels have similarly skyrocketed. Up until this point, there's no sign of relief for the shipping crisis, and consequently, rates are expected to continue spiking in the second half of this year as the growing global demand will continue to be met with strained shipping capacity and congested ports. Industry experts say that even when new capacity becomes available, prices are not likely to come back to pre-recession levels, and the world is set to face decades of increased maritime transportation costs. But according to Hapag-Lloyd Chief Executive Rolf Haben Jansen, capacity will remain tight for the rest of 2021, which means that more disruptions might occur before the year's end. He highlighted in an interview with Reuters that the world economy is recovering and that boosts demand, which coincides with clogged up ports caused by the health crisis, and notes that there is an imbalance between supply and demand, and that's why it remains tight. Just over the past 6 months, ocean freight from China to the U.S. West Coast has surged threefold, and the overall cost of freight from China soared by a shocking 200%. Some ports in China have restricted the number of people who can come on board the ship, and to discharge a bulk carrier, you need quite a few people to come on board, explained G. Shivakumar, Executive Director and CFO of GE Shipping. It means you're going to take 2 to 3 days extra to discharge the ship. In one voyage, which is 50 to 100 days, that is to do 4%, which is gone in capacity, which means that the market is going to get tighter. That is what has made the dry bulk freight rates shoot past their 10 years highs, he added. Most ships are exposed to the spot market. Only a small share of the fleet is on fixed rate contracts. For that reason, contracts keep getting repriced every week, and shippers can never forecast with precision when a new increase will occur and how much more it will cost. As a result, companies often need to pass along those increases to consumers, which adds pressure to inflation crises erupting all over the globe. However, higher prices for goods aren't pushing the global demand down.
Stream 85. Any comments? Play a little more. We'll move on to something else.
pay more to get what they want. But on the other hand, according to Maersk Chief Executive Morten Engelstoft, port congestion, freight rate increases, and consumer goods inflation won't go away until demand falls. Engelstoft stressed that the sector has to break out of this vicious circle. We need lower consumer demand growth to give the supply chain time to catch up or differently spread out growth. Over a long period of time, we will need to recover efficiency, he told the Financial Times. As supply chain bottlenecks aggravate and maritime transportation costs go through the roof, with the Baltic Dry Index reaching an 11-year high. Companies are complaining that the top 10 international shipping companies have created cartels to keep pushing prices up all across the board. The Lodestar recently reported that.
You know, I've been playing these videos and showing you all this stuff about the China ships and Yellowstone and all that, and so Yahweh, and we know that he had 7 angels in the very beginning. He got a system in place. You know, winter, summer, spring, fall. You know, when winter comes, it ain't gonna last but so long. Then spring gonna come, then so on and so forth. So if it's 100 tremors of earthquakes in Yellowstone every day, you think it's gonna keep on doing that? It's gonna go off. If these container ships, the cost of the ship goods is getting higher and higher and higher, eventually it's gonna explode. Same thing, like I said. So you ain't. The time now is the time the Most High is allotting everybody the ones that got eyes to see to do what they ought to do. They ain't gonna keep on you know, keep on doing that. It's gonna come to a head. It's just like a rattlesnake. He's shaking his tail. And how long do you think he's gonna shake his tail? Or he strike? So we seeing all this stuff going on. It's firmate. It's only firmate for so long, then it's gonna do what it do. This the time right here. This the time period right here for the Israelite with his eyes wide open to do what he gonna do. It's just like the flood. You got a vineyard or you got the garden or whatever, and he tell you the flood coming. Well, hell, why you worrying about the garden when the flood coming? Garden ain't gonna do you no good when the flood waters come. Come on. Okay, so let's look at it. I was telling you about you know, this is something, like I said, how they hoodwinked us was subliminally doing subliminal stuff, and we throwing us out. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot what I see a lot of Israelites going around in circle in subliminal stuff. That's the reason why I try to go in and, you know, decapitate the situation. So I was telling you about this situation with Europe and those 2 Edomites. It's 2 Israels. Got the Edomites. They left in 70 AD, went to Europe. So we know, I'm showing you that the Greeks came, and the Bible telling you that the Greeks came, and that's when Antioch Epiphanes ran the Israelites on the West Coast. Well, let's look at it. Everybody know who Mansa Musa is. I'm sure, right? Everybody know who Mansa Musa is, right?
Right.
Okay, let's look at it. We're gonna see what was going on during the time of Mansa Musa in the time period. Here we go. There you go. So let's look at this right here before we even get started. Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay, see what he got in his hand? He got a gold nugget in his hand. See that crown on his head? See that? So it's more than one type of gold, like I said before. The Egyptians knew how to make gold. But Yahweh made gold too. This the gold right here. The Edomites came after. It's Yahweh gold. Yahweh made this gold. It's what they call Ophir, the gold of Ophir. So you say, what are you talking about? Let's look at it. Then you got fool's gold. And like I said, the Egyptians knew how to make gold. And fallen angels showed them how to make gold. That's the same gold. So, I mean, Genesis says, chapter 2. So geographically, we're looking at geographic locations and all that, everything. 8. The Lord God planted a garden eastward of Eden. There he put the man whom he had formed. It's the man he formed. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree, pleasant to the sight, beautiful food, a tree of life, also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the river went out from Eden to water the garden. From thence it parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is it which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there's gold. This is gold right here. Yeah. So that's in Africa. That's what the Garden of Eden is. There go the gold. So my point is, this Mansa Musa is the Israelites. They go to sign on him right here. But let's look at the time period.
Permeates knowledge concerning African history for the common observer. He's one of the most known kings in African history. Even though my series usually focuses on unique events outside of the continent, I thought I'd make an exception for the wealthy Mandinka ruler. Creation of these videos and supporting this content. If you'd like access to full courses and sources, or you simply want to show your support, you may do so by clicking the Patreon link in the description box below. Some scholars believe that Mansa Musa was indeed the wealthiest human being the world has ever known. It's no surprise because Africa is one of the wealthiest continents in terms of natural resources, and that's why it became a target for the rest of the world. Even though the discovery of African history.
See that? You see all the gold in the backpacks on the camels? Look at on the horses. On the horses. This is what brought the European and the Edomite to Africa, right here. But like I see that crown. So what I want to shine light on is 2 things. When those 11 boys went to Egypt after what they had done to Joseph, he asked them, where Benjamin at? And then, they said he would Jacob. So we told him, I'm gonna keep Simeon here and go get Benjamin, bring him here. But they got him back. Abraham was learned in astrology, righteous astrology, and he had showed the boys how to read it, especially Benjamin and Joseph, because they came from Rachel. So Benjamin looked on the map and using astrology and realized that was Joseph standing right there on the side of him. And then the Bible go into how Benjamin looked and turned and when he realized it was him, and then he said he looked and saw him shining like an angel, but he had a crown on his head, golden crown on his head. And like I said, this ain't for everybody, but look on this brother head. They fumbling with it. And then it ain't no regular gold. It's gold from Ophir. The Most High said he was going to strip them naked. Well, this is what the European them came to get. The curses ain't overtook them yet. Slave ships ain't came yet. But then they came, see, and overtook them. That's when they got all this gold right here. Gold that they found they couldn't figure out where it was coming from. When you rightly divide the scriptures and rightly divide the Most High and His Word, then that's what this dude is. And what it's doing, it's telling you right where the Israelites at. And they ain't in Europe. There's some people in Europe that say they're saying they're Israelites. They got all this history from Paul going over there on all these trips to Europe. But the whole time Paul over in Europe, he go to Israelites. Right here. Play some more play.
Is still in its infancy as it concerns popular culture.
Mansa
Musa still remains the exception. His fame in medieval times has translated very well into the modern era, and that city he revitalized, Timbuktu, became a legendary city, one that gets frequent reference in popular culture. Timbuktu is no doubt the most popular medieval African city, and perhaps the most popular African city, period. The Mandinka king really overshadowed a lot of what was going on in the early 14th century. His reign began in 1312 and ended
1400 up in that area. See that? Israelites over there. So we can't keep fronting with them and trying to put them somewhere else. See that?
In 1337. So let's talk about what else was happening in Africa during that time. Now, a lot was actually going on in and around 1300 during the life of Mansa Musa, in just 12 years before he came to the throne. In North Africa, the Moroccan city of Sidra Massa was said to be in its final stages of flourishing, perhaps a perfect segue into the dominance of Timbuktu. For almost 1,000 years, trade moved over routes from the Niger River all the way to the city of Sidra Massa. Sidra Massa became a major economic center as a result of the trans-Saharan trade that expanded into other goods well beyond the trade in gold and salt. According to an account by Ibn Hakal, Sidra Massa grew in economic power due to shifting trade routes. At one time, trade between Egypt and the Wagadu Empire took a direct route across the desert, but because of the harsh conditions, this route was abandoned. Instead, caravans passed through the Maghreb to Sidra Massa and then headed south across the Sahara. In West Africa, during the life of Mansa Musa, the Wolof people began to migrate into the area of present-day Senegal and Gambia and established the Wolof Empire around 1300. The Wolof system of government based on individual wealth and the preservation of personal privilege and power became one of the most autocratic systems of government in West Africa. Hereditary griot saying
So let's look at that. You got prophecy that he's going to take them in ships, right? So look what happened. The man just told you, these warlock people, you do your research, they're Israelites too. My man, the Divine Prospect, did a good video on that. So when you understand that, he's setting them up. He brought them there for the ship to come get them. He brought them to a certain location for the ship to come get them. Well, look what's happening now. All of a sudden, all this time, all the history of Haiti and all that, all the drama going on with Haiti, now all of a sudden, you know, the Haitians over here. Well, why they over here? Adam, he told Adam, you know, Adam wasn't gonna leave the garden. He drove Adam out of the garden. So we sitting there, eyewitnesses till he driving Haiti out. They can't stay there. Prophecy started. It's time for prophecy to be fulfilled. He driving them out of Haiti. They can't stay there. He driving them out. So it ain't nothing new under the sun. And here, Judah. Why Judah can't, why Judah can't focus on the Lord of hosts? All the goods and services they got back and forth through America. Material things they looking at. Well, look what he doing to it. Okay, so look what he doing. And so, like I said, he positioned them in a certain place for the boats to come get them. Well, he doing the same thing now. Time for us to leave. He positioning us in a place to us to leave. Come on. That's where we at. A little more of this play.
Praises of the divine leader, and their aristocratic masters, and transmitted the history of the people from generation to generation. In northern Nigeria, Islam began to take more precedence among the Hausa people. In the 1300s, Muslim missionaries from Mali are said to have advanced Islam into the Hausa states, and following the familiar pattern of conversion in West Africa, the upper classes.
The Levite in these last days, the Levite ain't gonna have no you know, and this is where I see so many Israelites getting tripped up and slipped up at is Levite in the last days ain't gonna have no $3,000 suit on, no shiny shoes. I mean, Nebuchadnezzar and Nebuchadnezzar, when they came across Isaiah, I mean, they came across Jeremiah. Jeremiah when they ain't no $3,000 suit on. The prophet and the man of God is the last Negro you gonna rightly divide and discern. You're looking for all the wrong signs, looking for all the wrong stuff on the prophet, on the Levite. Like I said, he's telling you they're at the bottom of the food chain. Then look at it. They're at the bottom of the food chain. You ain't gonna expect to find the Levites under no damn bridge in Texas. if you corner minded. Look at this. He says, Isaiah 52. I done went here before. Isaiah 52. Hopefully it's gonna ring a bell. He says, so Isaiah 52, verse 13. Behold my servant. That's what we're looking for. Levites. I told you that. Numbers 18. Behold my servant. It's the Levi and the priesthood. Aaron's seed and the Levites, his servant, suffering servant. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. As many were astonished. See this? This is what they're getting crossed up at. As many were astonished at his vestes, his clothes. He ain't got on no $3,000 suit. Was so marred, more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. But so shall he sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him, for that which they had not told was not told them shall they see, and that which they had not heard shall they consider. Because they're looking at all the wrong places. Looking for some Negro to be standing there with a $4,000 or $5,000 suit on, greased all up, and you know, with a whole bunch of folks around him. But then anybody right divide the scriptures already know he ain't Levite ain't you gonna find him. He's somewhere ducked off. Ain't nobody trying to hear what damn thing you got to say. Ain't gonna people looking in the wrong places and got the wrong concept, got the wrong understanding of what's going on with the Most High. They're at the bottom of the food chain. They got the oracles of the Most High, but they're at the bottom of the food chain. And they're gonna do what the Most High say do. All right, so like I say, people getting caught up in their emotions. You click over here and then click off. I mean, who cares? You click over and click off. It's on you to rightly divide and discern who the Most High dealing with and who he ain't. It's to your detriment. Okay? Let me hit this again, play a little more of this.
Of Hausa became Muslim. Perhaps they'll benefit more from their trading relationships. In Eastern Africa, a very important political event began to take form in Ethiopia. When Yakuna Amlak, the founder of the Abyssinian Empire, died in 1285, his son Yagbaseyan took over and reigned until 1294. However, there were many power struggles among his descendants during the period, following his reign. Because of this family fighting, a new rule was introduced in 1300. It stated that all males tracing descent from Yakuna Amnak, except the reigning emperor and his sons, were to be held in a mountaintop prison. This prison was almost impossible to reach, and it was closely guarded by soldiers who were loyal to the king. Most kings followed this practice until the early 16th century, when the prison was destroyed. The royal prison helped solve a problem that plagued the Solomonic line through its long history, constant fighting over succession among those claiming royal lineage. This was a very important moment in African history because succession disputes plague many African empires, making them easy prey for invasion, foreign and domestic. The Ethiopians were able to figure out a way to peacefully solve this issue for quite some time, significantly reducing the likelihood of violent civil wars. Also in East Africa during this time, the Tutsi
So the brother just mentioned Solomonic. So that's Solomon, the sentence of Solomon. Back to what I said about the Cali. The lady was mentioned that Cephas is a Ethiopian. See how, like you say, follow the money. See how they having a proper understanding. So what happened? Queen of Sheba had a son. Queen of Sheba came and had a son for Solomon. She tied to the Ethiopians, and so he took that boy back to Ethiopia with the real ark. See how Ethiopia keep coming in play in this situation. But like I said, who know that? Ethiopia. And then, like I said, when they got the copy of the book of Enoch, they got it in Ethiopia, in a grave, in Ethiopia, in a priest, in his grave, in his hand. That's where they found it at. That's how we get it today. Okay. So what I was watching right here was what was going on in Africa during the life of Mansa Musa, and I'm doing a comparison and contrast with what was going on over in the Middle East and over in Jerusalem and all that area at the same time. And, you know, hopefully that jar somebody understanding right there when I do that. So, any comments?
Who is this dude on the screen?
This guy right here these the Tutsies. I'm showing you that Queen of Sheba left with her pregnant when she left from dealing with Solomon.
I was looking for that in the Bible, and I can't find where she left with a baby or pregnant. What book is that in with proof that she was pregnant? Because I heard that, she had the baby by Solomon, but when I went and was reading, nowhere in there it said that she left with riches and things like that, and whatever she wants, Solomon gave it to her. But I couldn't even find that in Jasher or in King James. So what book is that in that says that she got pregnant and had a baby by Solomon?
Okay, well let's do it like this. Is the third beast, the third kingdom in the book?
It's in a book. It's in an Apocrypha.
Okay. And in the Ethiopian version of the Book of Enoch is in there. The Ethiopian version. You gotta understand this right here is detrimental. They're gonna, you gotta be able to rightly divide in order to come to a conclusion and understand what's going on with a lot of stuff. They ain't gonna literally give it to you. I mean, you gotta walk it down. And then when you do find it, you still gotta rightly divide it. I mean, when the lady said Cephas was an Ethiopian, everybody ain't gonna rightly divide that. They can't, it's gonna go over their head. Because they don't understand what that's all about. They don't even really understand who They don't even really understand who the Ethiopian is. Yeah, here you go. Andre got it right. There it is. It's in the Ethiopian Holy Book. See that? There's the name of it right there. But I already knew that before that. When I found out about the Ethiopian book, Moses already showed me that. I already walked the dog from right dividing it, and then it was then he verified it through the this book right here, the Ethiopian. This is the book they found in the priest's hand in the grave, Ethiopia. Yeah. So, yeah. Anybody else got any comments, questions, or whatever? And so, like I was saying before, you got to go and do that, walk that down, and verify for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, if you don't register through the melanin or whatever, then you got to go walk it down and search it out.
Yeah, the thing I'm gonna say, it's tough to get a lot of this information. You know what I mean, Eliana, because a lot of these books are outpriced and outsourced. When they really hiding stuff from you, you're not gonna find it on the internet. These books are upwards of $7,000 to $30,000 to $80,000 to get a lot of these books.
Right.
So difficult to get them.
Right. So what they tell you?
Yeah, there's a lot we don't know. There's a lot of truth they're not letting us see. For the Nagas and a lot of things that came out of Ethiopia in the Brooklyn Library, my uncle had to wait, I think something like 2.5 to 3 years to get into this room in a library.
Right. That's where the meat at. That's why it's so high. That's why it's costing so much. They jacking the price up because they don't want you to have access to it. Like I said, long as like I said, you got some slick pastor over there with his $3,000 suit on, and you listen to him. That's cool. You're gonna find out when you start to deal with the truth, because that's when all hell gonna break loose in your life and everywhere else. That's how you find out you're dealing with the truth. You on the yellow brick road and you ain't having no confrontations and none of that nothing going on. You in the wrong place. When you start coming up on the truth, that's when all hell break loose. The hard to believe stuff you can't fathom. That's when you're dealing with the truth. Yeah. So, like I said, anybody else have anything before I go into the? I'm gonna deal with the Apocrypha, and I'm gonna deal with the Proud Ezra, and then if I have enough time, I'm gonna deal with the Proud Manasseh. That's all right. Okay, here we go. I'm in the Apocrypha. And this, in case you don't know who Azariah is, you got Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Azariah, that was the name that was given to them by the king of Babylon, the captive name. They had Hebrew names, and this Azariah is one of them Hebrew names. So we're gonna look at what he had to say. So this is a whole different time frame in time in history when Azariah prayed, and that's what I was saying about a lot of ways to write the divided scriptures is through the prayers of our forefathers, because they wasn't they understanding of the Most High and Hebrew in the Israelite culture wasn't hid. It was out in the open. They were living the culture. So in their prayers, you can get answers in the prayers. So, I mean, 120.
Brother Leonard, Aqua D is trying to get in.
Okay, let's see. Who is it? Who is it?
It's Zaire.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to start reading the prayer of Azariah, right? So, what it is this is the song of the three Hebrew boys. And this the part that what we just talking about. They got so much stuff they took out. And you have to understand that. So it says, they cried Azariah in the furnace. They walked around in the midst of the flames, singing hymns to God and blessing the Lord. Then Azariah stood in the fire and prayed. Right? So let's look at that. I'm going to show you something how to plug this in. So we go to Daniel. Daniel chapter Daniel chapter 3, verse 23. Daniel chapter 3, verse 23 says, I'm quite sure everybody familiar with the story. I'm going to start at 22. Therefore, because the king's commandments was urgent, and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flames of fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? Then 23, and these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace, right? So here we go. I told you that people that got hold to this book, they was literary geniuses. You start talking about Philo of Alexandria and Josephus and all them, they hoodwinked the book. And, you know, they literary geniuses. So in between 23 and 24, I'm in the King James. I'm going to read 23 again. These three men, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, fell down bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then 24. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished, rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, did not we cast three men bound in the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. So there's a whole bunch of information in between 23 and 24. And so it took a literary genius to be able to do that. He just cut off 23 and they fell down into the midst of the fire furnace. And then 24, then Nebuchadnezzar, king, was astonished. So why is he astonished? Well, they took that out. I'm going to read why he's astonished. Okay, let's look at it. So now I'm reading, and I'm in the prayer after. So they fell down in 23 in the furnace. Then, right immediately when he fell down, they walked around in the midst of the flames, singing hymns to God and blessing the Lord. Then Azariah stood still in the fire and prayed aloud. So Nebuchadnezzar looking at all this. Blessed are you, O Lord, God of our ancestors, worthy of praise, glorious in your name forever. For you are just in all you have done. And it says, all your works are true and your ways right. And all your judgments are true. You have executed true judgment in all you have brought upon us and upon Jerusalem, the holy city of our ancestors. By a true judgment, you have brought all this upon us because of our sin. For we have sinned and broken your law and turning away from you in all matters. We have sinned grievously. We have not obeyed your commandments. We have not kept them or done what you have commanded us for our own good. So all that you have brought upon us and all that you have done to us, you have done by a true judgment. You have handed us over to our enemies, lawless and hateful rebels, and to an unjust king, the most wicked in all the world. And now we cannot open our mouths. We, your servants who worship you, have become a shame and a reproach. For your name's sake, do not give us up forever, and do not annul your covenant. Do not withdraw your mercy from us for the sake of Abraham, your beloved, and for the sake of your servant Isaac, and Isaac, your holy, and Israel, your holy one, to whom you promised to multiply their descendants like the stars of heaven and like the sands of the shores of the sea. Like the sands of the shore of the sea. or like the sands of the shore of the sea. So I want to shine a light on something that's, people ain't paying no attention to. So he says, and we ain't been paying attention to it either. Do not withdraw your mercy from us for the sake of Abraham. Look at this, Abraham, your beloved, and for the sake of your servant Isaac, right? Now watch this. And Israel, your holy one. See that? Right over there. So what are you talking about? Well, he changed it. He changed Israel's name. Changed Jacob's name to Israel. Then he told him as a prince in heaven, and a prince among men. So we didn't get that. So he says, in your Israel, Jacob, your holy one, to whom you promised to multiply their descendants like the stars of heaven and like the sands of the shore of the sea. For we, O Lord, have become fewer than any other nation, and are brought low this day in all. Okay, keep going. In all the world because of our sin. In our day, we have no ruler or prophet or leader, no burnt offering or sacrifice or oblation or incense, no place to make an offering before you and to find mercy. Yet with a contrite heart and with humble spirit, may we be accepted. So let's look at that. Okay, so right here, this ain't nothing new under the sun. We right now without a king. We without a prophet, without a leader, without burnt offerings, without sacrifices. We ain't doing no oblations. We're in the same predicament. Said, and then he said, no place to make an offering before you and to find mercy. We're in the same predicament. But look at this. This is what I was telling you about the trying to do the atonement, day of atonement, and keep the feast over here. Yet, and this is what Israel's problem is. Yet, with a contrite heart, is all you can get of the Most High right now. Yet, with a contrite heart and a humble spirit, may you be accepted. That's all you got to offer right now as Israelite. That's a hell of a job for most Israelites. As though it were with burnt offerings of rams and bulls and with tens of thousands of fat lambs. Such may our sacrifice be in your sight today. See that? So Solomon made all them sacrifices, rams and goats and all that, and the Lord hosts accepted him. He was in the lane. And look at this. This is Azariah. Like I said, who you going to listen to? Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, or our forefathers that were there. As though it were with a burnt offering, or rams and bulls, or with tens of thousands of lambs. Such may our sacrifice be in your sight today. So today is a contrite spirit, a low spirit, humble, right? We may be unreservedly to follow you, and for no shame will come to those who trust in you. And now with all our hearts, see that? With all our hearts, we follow you. We fear you, seek your presence. Do not put us to shame, but deal with us in your patience and in your abundance of mercy. Deliver us in accordance with your marvelous works, and bring glory to your name, O Lord. Let all who do harm to your servants be put to shame, and let them be disgraced and depraved of all power, and let their strength be broken. Let them know that you alone are the Lord God, glorious over the whole world, and glorify and bless God in the firmament. Blessed are you, O Lord God of our ancestors, and to be praised and highly exalted forever. And blessed is your glorious holy name, and to the highly praised and highly exalted forever. Blessed are you in the temple of your holy glory, and to be extolled and highly glorified forever. Blessed are you who look into the depths from your throne on the cherubim, and to be praised and highly exalted forever. Blessed are you on the throne of your kingdom, and to be exalted and highly exalted forever. Blessed are you in the firmament of heaven, and to be sung and glorified forever. Bless the Lord, all you works of the Lord. Sing praise to him, highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, your heavens. Sing praise to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, you angels of the Lord. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, all ye waters above the heavens. Sing praise to him and highly exalt him forever. Let's read that again. Bless the Lord, all ye waters above the heaven. Let that affirmate. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, all ye powers of the Lord. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, sun and moon. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, stars of heaven. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, all rain and dew. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, all ye winds. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, fire and heat. Sing praises to him, highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, winter and cold and summer and heat. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, dews and falling snow. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, nights and days. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. I'm going to read that again. Bless the Lord, nights and days. Sing praises to him, highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, light and darkness. Sing praises to him, highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, ice and cold. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, frost and snow. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, lightning and clouds. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Let the earth bless the Lord. Let it sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, mountains and hills. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, all that grows in the ground. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, seas and rivers. Praise him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, ye springs. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, you wells and all that swim in the waters. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, all birds of the air. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, all wild animals and cattle. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, all people of the earth. Sing praises and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord of Israel. Sing praises to him, highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, ye priests of the Lord. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, ye servants of the Lord. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, spirits and souls of the righteous. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, you who are holy and humble in heart. Sing praises to him and highly exalt him forever. Bless the Lord, Hannah, Azariah, and Mishael. This their Israelite name. Sing praises to him, highly exalt him forever. He has rescued us from Hades and saved us from the power of the death and delivered us from the midst of a burning or fiery furnace. From the midst of fire, he has delivered us. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is our God, for his mercy endureth forever. All who worship the Lord, bless the God of gods. Sing praises to him, give thanks to him, for his mercy endureth forever. So this is what Azariah prayed right after verse 23. Now we're going to pick up in 24. 23 says, these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound in the midst of the fiery furnace, in the burning fiery furnace. Then Azariah, we saw what he prayed, right? He started from the top and came all the way down to him, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then it's 24. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto him, true, O king. Now look what happened. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th one is like the Son of God. See that? Now we see how they done hoodwinked that. The clown and they took out all this information between 24 and 23. Now he comes and plugs JC in there. Okay. Now 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth, come hither. These Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. See that? See how much a difference that make. So what did they do? Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, in those verses I just read in his prayer, identified the Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. Took that out. And then just slid 24 up to 23. And then you come and read it, you lost in the sauce. Okay? Any comments? Anybody got any comments? Okay. Okay. Anybody got any comments? Let me get this out here. Okay. So this is Andre says, so a contrite heart and a humble spirit are the sacrifices of the righteous in Psalm 51 and 19. Right. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. So we ain't got nothing to do with the temple. The temple been taken away. So what the Most High doing now is, he's dealing with that Israelite, thinking like a Hebrew, Israelite spirit, what he dealing with. Let's look at that. I read this all the time. Isaiah 44, 1-5. So it says in Isaiah 44, 1-5, yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus says the Lord that made thee, formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jezebel, whom I have chosen, for I will pour water upon him that is thirsty. See that? It's the ones with the contrite spirit and humble. Okay, for I will pour water upon him that is thirsty. Floods upon dry ground. I'll pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessings upon thine offspring, and they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourse. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, surname himself by the name of Israel. So he's going to pour his spirit out over everybody, but it's these ones with a contrite spirit. Yes, going to receive. The rest of them is just going to roll off of them like water on a duck back. Okay. Any comments? Anybody got anything they want to say?
I have a question. I have a question. When did you read the information about Ethiopia or Queen of Sheba did have a son by Solomon?
Well, it's in the Ethiopian book. I got the Ethiopian Bible. Ethiopian, it talks about it in there. Mm-hmm. That's the whole premise behind. That's the whole premise behind the Ethiopians saying who they are, because they tied to Bathsheba, and Bathsheba had a son, Menelik. His name was Menelik. Mm-hmm. And so, where you get your credence from, like I was saying before, understanding all that, Enoch, what they call Enoch is Ethiopian. So anyway,
well, the reason why I'm asking that question is because it was asked of you before, and you said no.
I said what?
You said no.
I said no about what?
It was last year that it was asked of you whether or not Queen of Sheba was, was there any credence to the Queen of Sheba having a offspring or a son by King Solomon? And you said no.
I can't. I mean, it must have been. You must have heard it wrong because of the ark. The ark was Solomon coordinated with Menelik after the Most High rent the kingdom from him. What people don't understand about this is there's so much stuff going on that they've taken out. Like David had a dream. The reason why David can say what he said in chapter 20 in 2 Samuel 22 is he had a dream. So Solomon, Most High dealing with these men with dreams. So he told Solomon that he was gonna rent the kingdom from him. That he's gonna leave Judah, Benjamin, Levi over here, and the 10 tribes over there, where he knew they was gonna destroy themselves. So that was the whole purpose of the whirlwind romance with Bathsheba, was Menelik came back and Solomon gave him the ark, the real ark. So I mean, you must have misheard it. So he took the ark, so the ark wasn't there. The ark wasn't in the temple because they was going to destroy themselves with it. That's how you can verify that there was fake Jews in the land and during the time of Herod. They ain't had an ark. The ark was gone. Solomon had got rid of the ark through Menelik, his son. She allowed him, just like Jacob left and went and stayed with Eber. And for a long time, he went and stayed with Shem. He went and stayed with Shem and Eber. Menelik left from Ethiopia from with his mama and went and stayed with Solomon. And Solomon showed him all the ways of all the wisdom that he had and all the ways of the Most High. And then he gave him the ark. They made a replica, and he took the real one out because the Most High showed him that he had to get rid of it because they was going to destroy themselves with it. So I can't see me saying that. I mean, you must have been misconstrued or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I distinctly remember that, and
it must have been something else came to.
No, and I was waiting for like a response from you in another direction. In other words, as to whether or not what you were saying was true, and I never did until right now. And I wasn't the one that asked the question, but there was a lot of, I guess, discussion about that topic, about whether or not it was true because of Haile Selassie. I believe that he might have been the topic of that particular discussion at the time.
Right. Yeah, the no was the no. If I said no about something, it's about the legitimacy of Haile Selassie. But I mean, yeah, that's one of the first things that revelations I got was about Menelik. Was what happened with Menelik and what happened with Queen of Sheba and the ark. Yeah, so it must have been the question was however they worded it, because now I don't subscribe to Haile Selassie. So it must have been pertaining to that, whatever the question was. But as far as the ark and Menelik being legitimate, that's how Solomon and the Most High was able to get the ark out of Jerusalem. Where is it now? No, I don't know. I don't know exactly where it's at, but I know it was taken out during the time when Solomon, when Menelik came and lived with Solomon. And Solomon showed him the ways of his forefathers and the Israelite culture. And then he told him they made a replica. So I mean, I'm lost.
Is it possible if we can go through a whole lesson on that? Because I hate being confused. So I also want to go into the depths of, whenever you can, about Enoch being an Ethiopian, because when you're going through the bloodline from Adam until Seth and then so on and so forth, of course, excluding Cain's line, I just would like to know. I can understand somebody found his book buried in the arms of an Ethiopian. Okay, cool. But I want to go into, can we have a deeper lesson on that, so that we all here trying to get understanding, and I'm definitely trying to get understanding. So I would like a lesson on Enoch being an Ethiopian, how that bloodline even came, if he's coming from a righteous seed and they all are with each other. Where is this Ethiopian coming in at? You know what I'm saying? Because I do know the Most High said, you are like us and too, like the Ethiopian. But I thought the Ethiopian was coming from Jethro and them line, from Moses' father line or something like that, from when Abraham had his other wife.
I already explained that. I said when Moses came from the land of Ur, of the Chaldeans, and he went to Canaan, right?
Yeah.
He went to Canaan, right?
Yeah, Abraham.
Right. Is he a Canaanite?
No, but what's wrong with?
But he in the land of Canaan, geographically. Moses was over there where the Midianites was, but he ain't no Midianite.
No, because the Most High made him go and reign king of Cush for 40 years after he fled from Egypt.
That's how you have to look at that. They saying that they giving them the name of Kenite, is what they were saying. That's the reason why the Israelites had a problem with Zephyr. Moses' wife, was called the land they was in. But they was in a geographical location, what you call the Canaanites. But they wasn't no Canaanites. They came from Abraham's second wife. And so back to what I said about I'm not only dealing with the scriptures, I'm dealing with history and then the spirit of the Most High. So the Egyptians, it's written in stone in Egypt. There's 4 men on the wall. You got a blue black man. You got a brown skinned man. Even brown skin. You can't mix no Chinese. You can't mix no dark skinned man. You can't get no mixture to get this man, this brown skinned man. So who is this brown skinned man? The Ethiopian.
What? We're gonna have to I just wanted to be broken down a little bit better to me. Now, whether or not y'all got the ability to rightly divide over me, cool. This is what y'all here for. I'm here to get it. I'm here to get understanding. And if I'm confused and if somebody can break it down, break it down.
I seek truth. I'm a truth seeker.
Right, there it is. I just gave it to you. It's 4 men on the wall in Egypt. Is that not the case? Is it 4 men on the wall in Egypt?
I seen your bulletin.
I ain't gonna do with it. I mean, I wasn't alive when they put theirs on the walls in Egypt. If you go and look on anywhere, you got 4 men. The Egyptians is telling us it's 4 men that was on the earth. It's a dark skinned one, a brown skinned one, the Tamahu, which is the white man that when he cursed Cain. And you get the mulatto man from when the Cain descendants mixed with Ham descendants. And you get the Tamahu. That's the 4 men that was on the planet. So we can look right now and look at the Ethiopian. What color is he? He brown skinned. And the continent, that's what one of the names of the continent of Africa was Ethiopia.
So you said we Ethiopian?
We saying Ethiopian, but if you go back before the flood, it's a brown skinned man. Their name changed when they came across on the boat to Hebrew. What do Hebrew mean? Those who crossed over the flood. So they got the complexion. I'm following the complexion. The reason why I'm saying when they say Ethiopian, but I'm following the complexion. It's only 4 different complexions that was on the earth, so you got to find out which one of those men that the Most High was dealing with, and we know it's the brown skinned man. The Hamite had the big old wide nose. He was in the south. That's put. So how we get that man? I told you the angels came down. This might be over a lot of people's head, but the angels came down. And he's describing the angels. They blue black. The angels got an overdose of melanin. He described, let's look at it. So when you come into you go into Ezekiel chapter 1. Okay. Ezekiel chapter 1. Okay. It says right here, Enoch seen a cloud, a wind coming in verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, and a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and the brightness about it was out of the midst thereof was the color amber, out of the midst of fire. Also out of the midst there came the likeness of 4 living creatures, this the 4 angels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and them, right? This was their appearance. So he's saying this for a reason. And me being the Hebrew is like Hebrew, I'm gonna see what he say. And they had the likeness of a man. Everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings, and their feet were like feet, and the soles of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnt brass, blue black. And that's what these angels brought to the earth, an overdose of melanin. That's how you get that man in the south, blue black. But the man, the Most High dealt with Adam, he said ruddy, which is brown, a brown skinned man. That's what the African telling us on the walls in all the temples is 4 men, a blue black one, a brown one, a mulatto, which is Tamahu, and Cain descendants, the white man, Gentile. So however you come to the Ethiopian, but that man that came through the flood, which became a Hebrew, was a brown-skinned man. That's who Enoch is. Enoch, he tell you when you rightly divide, you understand that's who Enoch is.
I'll just Google Ethiopian images, and they don't look nothing like us.
Well, Most High said it himself. Ain't you like the Ethiopian? So what you want to do? Who I'm gonna believe? He compared us to the Ethiopian.
But you saying we is the Ethiopian?
I'm saying it's you branch. Look right here. Okay. Chapter 5 of Genesis says, in the days of Adam, this the brown-skinned man, and he begot Seth brown-skinned, and he was 800 years old, and he begot sons and daughters. See that? You have other sons and daughters. He have other sons and daughters. They brown-skinned.
Hold on, Brother Leonard. I'm trying to get understanding. So you go into Genesis saying chapter 5, but then you start reading. I'm not trying to discredit you, no nothing. I'm trying to make sure that I have the proper understanding.
I'm in verse 5.
Okay.
Verse 4. And the days of Adam after he begot Seth was 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. So he not only did he have Seth, he had other sons and daughters. Right? Now go over here to Genesis chapter 10. See that right here? In chapter 10 says 25. Chapter 10, verse 21. Unto Shem, these same people, they brown skin, right? Also, the father of the children of Eber, the brother of Japhet, the elder, even him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, Asher, Araphat, and Lud, and Aram. That's Aram is Abraham. And the children of Aram, Uz, Hud, Gedor, and Mash. Araphat begot Shelah, and Shelah begot Eber. This Eber is from the Hebrew word. They can't eat, they crossed over the flood. And under Eber were born 2 sons. See that? The name of one was, both of them brown skinned. But look what happened. The earth is divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Joktan is who following. The Most High dealing with. He dealing with Joktan, right? And then you keep on going, and then you come over here to Yeah, go back. Let me see. Shem, Eber. Okay, so when you look right here, Joktan is ended up right here in verse 30, and their dwelling was from Mesh as they go up unto Sephir at the mount of to the east. These are the sons of Shem. This is one lineage. They both brown-skinned men that came from Adam. These are the ones that ended up over with Nimrod. Right here. Now, if you go over here to these are people of the east. Verse 2. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east. See, these are people of the east. I'm gonna show you them in another situation. They look the same and they originated from the same place, but the two boys split up. So now I go over here to let me get my pages and came out here. Yeah, chapter chapter 11, verse 10. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
These are the generations of Shem. This is another one. Both of them brown skinned. Just Joktan over here in chapter 10 and chapter 10. And now I'm in chapter 11, and it's the other lineage. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old, and he begot Arphaxad in the years after the flood, right? Shem lived after he begot Arphaxad 500 years, and he begot sons and daughters. See that? Sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 530 years and begot Shelah. And Arphaxad lived after he begot Shelah 403 years and begot sons and daughters. Shelah lived 30 years and begot Eber. And Shelah lived after he begot Eber 403 years and begot sons and daughters. Eber lived 430 years and begot Peleg. That's the other boy. This is the lineage that Yahweh dealing with, the Lord of hosts dealing with. But it's two boys. All of them, they look the same. See that? And so, but he dealing with these right here. So now, when you go to when he made the law, when he deal with these boys, their name ended up getting changed to Israelites, and they got a temple, and they got a land and a nation. These other ones are strangers. But they got all the rights in the world to come to Jerusalem and stay there if they want to. That's the Ethiopian. He tied to him. He tied to them. That's what I'm trying to explain. But, those things you can't, you can't go all into that because, keep people off unless they ask. But that's what the Most High is talking about when he says that these people they can come here and they can come in to the temple and they got all the same rights you got. They just ain't Israelites. So let's give you an example of that. Give you a story. And this intensifies the story once this information is being brought out. So I'm over in 2 Kings. Second Kings, let me get it. Okay, in 2 Kings 23, verse 28. This story of Josiah. And like I said, when I'm talking, I mean, all this stuff, I done dealt with all this stuff. So I'm trying to bring it down and narrow it down to build a foundation. But it's not like I don't know it. So I'm in 2 Kings 23 and 28. Now the rest of the acts of Josiah and all that he had did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Judah? In these days, here we go. In those days, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went up against the king of Assyria to the river Euphrates, and the king Josiah went out against him, and he slew him, and he slew him at Megiddo when he had seen him, and his servants called. Now, let's go to 2 Chronicles. They don't. they don't go in depth on it in that same story. But go to 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles. Let me get it. Second Chronicles chapter 35, verse 20. You got it?
35 verse what?
20.
Okay.
Notice I'm in the scriptures. After all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight against Carmish by the Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. But he sent ambassadors to him. So this other guy sent ambassadors to Josiah, right? But to Josiah. But he sent ambassadors to him saying, what have you to do with thee, thou king of Judah? Watch this. This is king folks. I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. For God, see that? Same God. They got the same God. For God hath commanded me to make haste. Now watch what he telling. Forbear thee for meddling with God. So he telling him, you the same God you know. I'm dealing with the same God you know. He just told. He sent me down here to fight them. So what you doing in his business? So the only way he can talk to him like that is they from the same place. They're the same people. It's just that they got split up. Joktan went one way, Peleg went another way. These the people of the East. Let me read it again. He said, but he sent ambassadors to him saying, what have I to do with thee? See that? You know, the Chinese can't talk to him like this. What have I to do with thee, thou king of Judah? I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. For God, Yahweh commanded me to make haste. Forbear thee from meddling with Yahweh, who is with me, that he destroy thee not. Nevertheless, Josiah would not. This is what got him killed. See that? But who knows that? Look at this, 22. Nevertheless, Josiah would not turn his face from him, but disguised himself that he might fight with him, and hearken not unto the words of Necho from the mouth of God. See that? And came to fight in the valley of Megiddo, and the archers shot at King Josiah, and the king said to his servants, have me away, for I am wounded. Y'all were killed. That's his brother. Told him, your God, the same God, told me to go down here, and you all over in his business. Get. And he ain't listen. This is what's going over so many people here. Right. But you know, stuff like this only come up is when it's brought up. But it, you know,
what does that got
talking going on?
And how is Enoch Ethiopian too? Because I understand about the different cousins. I understand.
You focusing on the word Ethiopia. You can't focus on the word Ethiopia.
What?
Those are European names. They call this place over here America, but America is named after a white man. America Baptist. I'm showing you that it's 4 men that started out, and it's a brown-skinned man. And Adam had other sons and daughters besides Seth and all of them, but they all look the same. And then after the flood, Noah had some, and then they split off. They're the same.
Enoch before the flood?
Without following, you following the same remnant, but it's other people on the earth from Adam too, from Noah. Joktan descendants, and if they ever happen to wander into the land of Israel, they got the same rights as the Israelite. They're just not Israelites. They didn't come from Jacob, and they got the same complexion. They call them Ethiopians. These ain't the names. It's like Yahweh. They ain't Yahweh. They ain't our creator name. But in order for the sake of rightly dividing everything, we using these names to rightly divide it. We don't know what the name is. He says that in the latter days he's gonna bring back the language. Then we're gonna call on him in spirit and in truth. But right now I'm going with these here to rightly divide and lay the foundation. But you can't harp on a European name that he gave them, Ethiopia. I'm just using it as a format to do the classes with, unless it's I'm pressed upon. But like I said, it's Peleg and Joktan. Both of them came from Noah after the flood, and they look the same people, just like Lot separated from Abraham. Yahweh following Lot, Yahweh following Abraham, but Lot had a lineage that went over into ended up at Sodom and Gomorrah, and then not only that, he had Ammon and Moab. Them the same people, same complexion, but they ain't Israelites. They Moabites and Ammonites, but they're the same people, same complexion. You gotta be able to, you gotta rightly divide that. But like I said, for the sake of understanding, I'm saying this right here. I'm just going on, to lay a foundation. Yeah, I say it's impossible for me to say that the Most High got rid of the ark, and the only way he got rid of the ark was when you understand how he worked. He mentally, that was the whole purpose of bringing Bathsheba on the scene. Bathsheba means 7, so he must have been a static in the line or whatever. I don't know, but he brought Bathsheba there, and she had Melody. That was, he used Melody to get the ark out of there, to keep the Israelites from killing themselves.
Personally, I would like a lesson on this to go a little bit deeper for my understanding. Now, if I'm the only person on the line outside of Mike, Andre, and probably Henderson, and you who don't have the understanding, if everybody else can rightly divide every single thing that you just said, then that's amazing. But for me, I'm asking with all kindness and respect if we can have a separate class later on, if you can come up with whatever scriptures or whatever so that we can study a little bit more, because I'm still trying to understand about how Enoch is tied into this lineage and how Bathsheba, the son of Saul, had a baby by the dude. I done went, y'all done put the book in the chat. I done looked the book up. I want to know which cover should I be looking at. You know what I'm saying? I like to rightly divide and be able to go and study things on my own as well. I'm not saying that you ain't done walk the dog. Like you said, you done already been down this 40 years ago. Like this is nothing to you. I understand that. But for me, it's a little bit confusing as I'm trying to understand my heritage, my laws, statutes, and commandments and everything, and dealing with the people of the book. And y'all saying now that Enoch, this is my first time ever hearing that Enoch was an Ethiopian. I thought that he came from Adam. So I'm trying to figure out, and you say, don't worry about the titles. I understand that the white man just came in and changed all our names. I'm not that slow. I understand. But what I'm not understanding is where everything is starting to get misconstrued at, because, it's
not being misconstrued. It's what your interpretation of it. So what you have to do is, if you want to rightly divide it, go and type in Enoch the Ethiopian. Why are they calling Enoch the Ethiopian? That's how you come up. That's how you come up.
Okay.
That's how you come up with your understanding. Just type in why is Enoch the Ethiopian? That's what I do. Anytime somebody say something, that computer, you just say whatever the major words, and it's gonna everything that you hear me say is gonna come up on the screen.
Okay.
The Most High sets the internet up for the last days. That's what he said. Information is gonna increase. That's the internet. You can't hide it. You can't hide nothing from the internet. If somebody say Enoch is the Ethiopian, the first thing I'm gonna do is go and type in why is they calling Enoch the Ethiopian. You're gonna get a truckload of information, and then that's when the Spirit of the Most High come in, and you started dealing with the information, and then you rightly divide it. And being on the process of awakening, you're already getting foundational work. Work already been put in.
I'm trying. It's just really confusing. I just Googled Ethiopian images, and I said that they didn't look like us. You went straight to the scriptures and said, well, what did the Most High say? So I'm trying to get the understanding. When I go to the internet was a little bit confusing, but like you said, do my own research. So I'll do that.
Like just type in why is Enoch called Ethiopian? That's what I'm saying. You're not looking for what's the Ethiopian look like. Look at why are they saying Enoch the Ethiopian? Why are they calling Enoch the Ethiopian? And then you're gonna get all kind of information. And you just comb through it and look for the like I said, it's the Spirit of the Most High. If you at that point where you trying to search that out, the Most High said He ain't gonna forsake you and leave you. So He's the Spirit of the Most High right there to rightly divide it. Even what's being said on the line, the Spirit of the Most High is gonna be there to rightly divide it. That's what I'm riding off of.
Yeah.
I ain't riding off nothing else. And like I said, I got to this point simply, like I said, by off of being led by the Most High to different stuff. And a lot of stuff has to come out like right now. It's gonna come out. It's the only way it's gonna come out. People have to be at a certain point and they have to press in on a certain thing. Then that information will come out. You can't press in on a certain issue if you ain't at a certain point. The only way you can press in on it is you have to be at a certain point. And then it's gonna come out. It's like in my case, I mean, I ain't know nothing about no David. I was brainwashed. I didn't know David was the Messiah. But I had to get to that point where the Most High gave me so much information, and then I asked the question. Then it was illuminated and said, well, if that's the case, then who is David? That's when the Most High started unfolding the information. But until it get to that point, then and he bring that information in. You got to ride with it until it get to that point. And like I said, this ain't come up on an accident. It's because it's just where we at, and that's why I'm breaking it down. And you can't deal with the scriptures based on what the Europeans said. Like I said, they say Paul went over to Europe to the Israelites, to the Jews. Well, how is that? You ain't gonna find it in no book nowhere. The Most High rightly divided me and showed me that. And then now when you look at it, all you gotta do is look at the maps. The Israelites on the west coast of Africa, we know that. So who's these people over here with Paul going to? That ain't in no book nowhere. That's the Spirit of the Most High. And that's where I can show it to you. Michael. I didn't know. Nobody ain't told me who Michael was. Most High showed me who Michael was. I ain't gonna find out no book. After he showed me who he was, and I went in the scriptures. Like I said, I went and typed in Michael, the archangel, on the internet, and just went through all the information. And then once I got the information, then I went back and started reading. And based on the stuff you got in the scriptures, then it started unfolding. The Most High started unfolding. That's how that works. It ain't nothing that's just gonna flop in your lap. Yeah.
All due respect, I'm not trying to interrupt your class. I just had a simple question. And I like to be thorough and clear on things. There was some other people on here that might have been a little bit confused, and I was respecting the fact that, that it felt like the Most High was dealing with you, that He brought you a lot of knowledge, and I was just trying to get a more thorough of a breakdown.
Right,
to me, it doesn't mean, okay.
It's all good. It's what I'm just saying. It's nothing that's gonna come up. I mean, dealing with me, it's nothing ain't gonna come up on the line that I'm not gonna address. That's why I'm encouraging questions. It's all kind of stuff gonna come up. We dealing with a bunch of liars. So everything gonna come. All kind of stuff gonna come up, and then people are confused. I mean, the Most High, I put out from day one. Ask the question.
It's cool to ask questions, Brother Leonard, but to be completely honest, sometimes you could be a little offensive when you be trying to say, like, make it seem like that the spirit ain't on another person, or you can't understand or divide. Like that be a little it could rouse some feathers a little bit, because we all trying to get it. Everybody got their own understanding of things. Everybody learn and understand and perceive information differently. Right. But that don't mean that we stupid.
No, I never call nobody stupid on it. Have I called anybody stupid on it?
Can I ask a question? I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like around what Eliana is speaking on too, because this is a question that always perplexed me. Deuteronomy 26.
Right.
Yeah, let's go to Deuteronomy 6 and 5. I'll start at 5. It says, "And thou shalt speak and say before the Lord thy God, a Syrian, ready to perish was my father, and he went down into Egypt and sojourned there, and with a few sojourned there with a few, and became there a nation, great, mighty, and populous. And the Egyptians evil entreated us and afflicted us and laid upon us hard bondage." So this is saying that we Syrians.
What is it?
Deuteronomy 26 and 5. So Eliana, yeah, I'm with you on trying to gain an understanding as to who we actually really are, because there's so many twists and turns in this.
Right, because it's lies. It's lies. That's what I'm saying. So you can't. I mean, if you've been on there for a couple of days or whatever, you already know you can't ride off of names and the words that they didn't say. Hell, they saying JC is Melchizedek.
Right, they call them, but that's what I'm saying. This is telling us that we Syrians.
Right. So it's verse what?
Verse 5. Okay. 26 and 5. You see it?
Yeah.
So that's always been a question of mine. So even if we're going back to what's stated as whether Enoch was an Ethiopian or what Ethiopia has to do with us, I've been reading this over and over again, trying to understand why is it stating that we Syrians. So this is obviously Jacob we're talking about, who sojourned down in Egypt and became a mighty out of few, and the Egyptians evilly entreated and afflicted us. So is that what that's stressing, that we're Syrian?
Well, my interpretation, I'm gonna look at it, but my interpretation of that is that, like I was saying before, he's dealing with the land. The land is what he's talking about. So
that's like us being Americans, but we not American.
Right. Just like I said, Abraham sojourned to the land of Canaan. And then when I was breaking down and rightly dividing the 400-year prophecy, he said that you're gonna be in a land that is not, you're gonna be a stranger in a land that's not yours. Well, everybody up until this point then assumed it can't be Egypt because they was familiar with Egypt.
Right.
But that ain't how to rightly divide that. He told Jacob, he gave him the land of Canaan where thou is a stranger. He know the land, but he's a stranger there.
Right. Okay.
So when you understand that's how you're operating, so I don't know where it's at, but we can find it right quick. I don't know if you know where it's at. You know when he says that thy mother was a Canaanite or something like that, and thy father was a such and such.
Right. Hold on.
You know what that's at?
I'm gonna look for it.
Somebody brought it up the other day. So when you look at that, and come back to this, you can he's talking geographically.
So that's over in Ezekiel 16:3.
What is it?
Ezekiel 16.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Yeah, there you go. See right there it says, and this goes back to Daniel. This goes back to Ezekiel. Genesis 15, the prophecy of the 400 years. It says 16 verse 1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, call Jerusalem to know her abomination. See, so Jerusalem, that's the landmass. That's the area that was given to him, Jerusalem. So he says, and say, thus says the Lord unto Jerusalem. See that? The land. Thy birth and nativity is of the land of Canaan. See that? He's dealing with the land. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother was an Hittite. And as for thy nativity, see that? He's talking about the land. In the day that thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in water, or supplied thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swallowed at all. So when they became a nation, according to the land, they became this area the area where they was at, the geographic location when they became a nation. That's what he's talking about. So when you look at it, like I said before with the computer, it's amazing, the internet. So if you go, I guarantee you, if you go and Google Hittite is tied to Assyria some kind of way. I'm willing to put some money on it. So that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the landmass. When you go back to Deuteronomy in verse 5, chapter 5, 26 and 5, says, and thou shalt speak and say before the Lord thy God, a Syrian ready to perish was my father. See that? Talking about Jacob. And he went down into Egypt and sojourned there with a few, and became there a nation, great, mighty, and populous. So when you understand how the Most High is operating and what he's talking about, then scriptures come alive. Yeah, so like I said, Google that Syrian. And then it's not Assyrian, it's Syrian.
Right, it's Syrian.
Right. So you go and Google. Matter of fact, let me look at this right quick, because I got advanced. I mean, not advanced, but a study Bible, and it's got one by Syria. Let me look at it. Okay.
Yeah, but they're people that get a lot of information on the Assyrians. You type them up, you get a lot of information on them on Google. But just Syrian, there's not a lot of information on them.
Yeah, it says Armenian. So see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So Google Armenian, and then you'll walk the dog. You're gonna get the answer. So it's tied to the land, and then it's tied to the language and all that. That's what he's talking about. Cause like I said, he said Abraham came from the Chaldeans. He ended up in the land of Canaan. That's why he's telling Abraham, you're a stranger. And the reason why he's saying he's a stranger is the geographical location. And that's the reason why Aaron and Miriam got a problem with Moses' wife. It's because of the geographical location she came from. But her DNA is from Abraham and his second wife, Keturah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like I said before, I mean, you know, I'm encouraging everybody to talk and ask the questions. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. And like I said, some things can't even be mentioned till it come out. Somebody asks. Because why talk about something that somebody don't understand? You gotta talk, conversate until it comes up, to bring yourself up. I mean, just like you just brought up Deuteronomy 26:5. How you gonna deal with it if it don't come up? Yeah.
Brother Mike, could you drop your number in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Brother Leonard, when I looked up Armenian, they got Kim K people coming up.
Gotta keep digging.
All right.
Yeah. Go to Syrian, go to all over the place. Even type in. This is what I do. So even type in Deuteronomy 26:5. What's the meaning of Deuteronomy 26:5? You know, it's a conversation and people done said stuff about it that you ain't gonna find out unless you Google it. And then you take all that stuff and come and then deal with it. Right, divide it. That's what I do. And then you might not get the answer even then. The Most High might come later based on after you did your search. Then he come back and connect the dots. But you can't. I mean, that's like my example is renting a motel, buying a motel room, and a bank robber had robbed a bank 20 years before that and tore the floor out and hid $100,000 under the floor. You gonna rent the room for 1,000 years until somebody tell you there's a guy robbed this place. Might be some money under the floor. But until you get that information, you ain't gonna go in there, just go in there and look under the floor and see if there's some money in there. That's how that works. It's the only way it works. That's the purpose of the Levite and the priesthood. Yeah. Okay. Everybody good? Everybody good?
Good.
Okay. Let me get up out of here. We had 2 hours and 30 minutes. Shalom.
Everybody.
Shalom.
Shalom.